Have you ever promised yourself you'd change and failed the moment you started? You had the idea, the plan, the motivation. Then something popped up. You gave a few excuses and you pushed it to tomorrow. What if I told you it isn't willpower that's failing you and it's a broken trust with yourself? What if the reason you kept procrastinating isn't that you lack willpower or time, but because of a hidden psychology you've never noticed? What if I told you there's a method that combines 4 hidden psychological techniques to help you conquer any form of procrastination? And best of all, it is a super simple technique. This technique combines concepts such as the 5-minute rule, implementation intentions, identity alignment, and lastly, self-compassion. But I must warn you that this concept goes against what most motivational gurus try to sell us every day and will require you to do something ridiculously small, so small that you can think it doesn't work until it works. As you watch this video, I invite you to subscribe, like this video, and comment on the habit you most want to change in your life. I am glad to read feedback like yours. Thank you so much for your support. Now, back to the video. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a man named Daniel. Daniel was 29 years old, weighed 118 kilograms, and was slowly dying from self-criticism and loneliness. He wasn't a bad guy. He made others comfortable, sometimes at his own expense, but still struggled to make real friends and was usually alone. All these negative emotions stem from his self-image. You know, this wasn't how Daniel used to be. 2 years ago, Daniel was someone he was proud of. Daniel was a basketballer. He was disciplined, sharp, athletic, confident, the kind of person who kept his promises to himself. He wasn't in the big leagues yet, but had hopes and dreams of going pro. Until everything changed. One afternoon during an intense training session, Daniel went for an explosive jump, the kind he had done 1,000 times. He rose high to block a shot, but when he came down, he lost his balance. The landing was wrong. Pain shot through his leg, and in that single moment, his entire life shifted. Doctors later told him he had developed a chronic Achilles tendon injury. Hearing that, Daniel was devastated. He couldn't believe what he was told. He healed, but not fully. Not enough to play the way he used to. Not enough to return to the game that gave him hope, an identity, a purpose, and a reputation he was proud to carry. Basketball wasn't just a sport to him. It was the thing that made him feel alive. And in the blink of an eye, he lost it all. Daniel didn't realize at the time that losing that part of himself not only ended his basketball career, but also weakened the identity he once took pride in. The discipline, confidence, and fire, all of it slowly fading. The emptiness that followed was something he didn't know how to fight. Day by day, Daniel was slowly gaining weight, eating unhealthily, and sometimes isolating himself from people. Weeks passed, and he watched life move forward while he stayed stuck and declined, not because he wanted to, but because he didn't know how to move anymore. He tried rebuilding the life he once had, but every time he tried, something strange kept happening. He would promise himself he'd start tomorrow and fail 3 to 7 days into his journey. He went to the gym for 5 days, then stopped. He forced himself to go to the park to get over social anxiety, but didn't speak to anyone new. Daniel has arrived at that dangerous place where most people die without dying, a place where most people allow setbacks to define their future. I can't change this. Maybe this is all I'll ever be. Maybe basketball was it. This is just my life now, Daniel thought to himself. On a Friday night, Daniel was sitting on the edge of his bed, staring at the floor, contemplating his entire life. He sat there, feeling empty. Then his phone buzzed. A message from his girlfriend, 4 words that snapped something inside him. I think we're done. For a few moments, Daniel didn't react. He didn't cry. He didn't shout. He didn't even blink. He just sat there, frozen, reading the message again and again, trying to process how another part of his life had slipped away without him realizing it. This wasn't just about the breakup, it was what it represented. Another loss, another thing he'd failed to hold on to, another reminder that the old Daniel, the strong, disciplined, respected one, was gone. And for the first time in months, Daniel felt something stronger than sadness. He felt anger. Not anger at her, not anger at life, but anger at himself, for letting his injury take more from him than it should have, for allowing one terrible moment to define every day that came after, for surrendering his identity without a fight. He stood up, walked to the mirror, and looked at himself properly for the first time in months. His eyes looked tired, his shoulders slouched, his confidence dim, but beneath all that, there was still a spark, a small, stubborn spark that whispered, "Enough." For the first time in years, Daniel didn't tell himself tomorrow. That life was gone, and he had accepted it. A life where he wasn't defined by injuries, losses, or fear. A life where he could become someone even stronger than before. A life where he didn't need external validation to feel worthy. Daniel, staring at himself in the mirror, finally choosing to stop running from his pain and start running toward a new version of himself. He did not know where to start. He thought of his weight, his confidence, and his social anxiety. He needed help. The next day, Daniel's mother, worried about him, convinced him to visit a local community clinic, not for medication, but to talk to someone. Daniel thought to himself, maybe this is what I need. So without asking any further questions, Daniel quickly agreed to go. That was where Daniel met Dr. Raphael, a calm man in his mid-40s with soft eyes, a soft voice, and an office filled with books, plants, and the kind of silence that drives peace. After they exchanged pleasantries, Daniel sat down, arms folded, expecting judgment. But instead, Dr. Raphael said, "You look exhausted, not from life, but from fighting yourself." Daniel didn't expect those words. He didn't even know how to reply. So Dr. Raphael continued, "Tell me what hurts the most." Daniel broke down. Weeks of pain poured out. Basketball, the injury, the weight, the loneliness, the promises he broke to himself, the struggle to get back on his feet. He expected Dr. Raphael to give him advice, a routine, maybe a motivational speech. Instead, Dr. Raphael asked a single question. "Daniel, when was the last time you were proud of yourself?" Daniel hesitated. "Years ago," he whispered. "When I played basketball." Dr. Raphael nodded. "Then you don't have a discipline problem. You have a trust problem." Daniel frowned. "What do you mean?" He thought to himself. Dr. Raphael leaned forward. "You stopped trusting yourself after the injury. You see failure where there was only misfortune. And because you don't trust yourself, you avoid commitments and replace them with the easiest lie in the world. I'll start tomorrow." Daniel froze. Nobody had ever explained it to Daniel that way. Dr. Raphael continued, "Daniel, the phrase, 'I'll start tomorrow,' is a psychological defense mechanism that protects you from discomfort today by lying to yourself that you'll be stronger tomorrow. You're not lazy. You're scared of disappointing yourself again, so you push everything to tomorrow, hoping the future you will magically be stronger than the today you. But here's the truth. Improvement doesn't start with motivation. It starts with rebuilding trust." Daniel felt something crack inside him. Not pain, clarity. For the first time in years, he wasn't being blamed. He was being understood. And that single moment became the real turning point. Dr. Raphael went on, "If you're willing, I can teach you a method. A small one, a simple one that will help you rebuild trust in yourself, step by step, until you become the Daniel you used to be, or someone even better." Daniel nodded without hesitation, because for the first time in 2 years, someone believed he could change, and that was enough for him to begin. Their next session didn't start with a lecture, or a motivational speech, or a workout plan. Dr. Raphael simply placed a notebook on the table and said, "Daniel, everything in your life will change the moment you understand one thing. You need a new pattern." Daniel frowned. "What do you mean by pattern?" Dr. Raphael smiled. "Your problem isn't the injury, it isn't the weight, it isn't the anxiety. It's the loop you're stuck in, overthinking, pressure, fear. Then I'll start tomorrow. This is the loop of procrastination. Daniel nodded slowly, because he knew it was true. Then Dr. Raphael introduced him to a method he said was so simple that Daniel might think it wouldn't work. He called it the micro-trust method. Dr. Raphael explained, "Daniel, your brain doesn't believe your promises anymore, so we're going to make promises your brain can't reject." Daniel leaned closer. "Every day, you will only do 5 minutes of the habit you want to build. Not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, just 5. Daniel blinked. 5 minutes? That won't change anything. Dr. Raphael shook his head. 5 minutes won't change your body, but it will change something better, something that was lost 2 years ago, your identity. And your identity is what changes your body and your social life." Then he added, "You used to be disciplined because you trusted yourself. We're rebuilding that trust, one tiny promise at a time." Day 1. Daniel walked to the gym. He didn't work out. He just walked in, stayed for 5 minutes, and left. He felt ridiculous, but he did it. Day 2. He walked on a treadmill for 5 minutes. On day 7, he wasn't seeing results on his body, but something strange was happening inside him. For the first time in 2 years, he felt consistent. Dr. Malik explained, "Consistency is not built by intensity, it's built in identity. When you do something so small, the brain can't resist it. When you show up for 5 minutes a day, your brain starts saying, 'This is who I am.'" Next, Dr. Raphael worked on Daniel's social anxiety, the feeling that everyone was judging him. He taught him a simple exercise. Walk outside every day for 5 minutes and make eye contact with just one person. No talking, no pressure, just presence. "That's all," Daniel said. "Yes, just do that for 2 weeks." Daniel tried it. The first few days were uncomfortable. His chest tightened, his hands shook, but by the end of week 2, his fear began to lose its power. He wasn't confident yet, but he wasn't hiding from the world any longer. 3 weeks later, Daniel walked into Dr. Raphael's office with a different posture. Not confident, but awake. Daniel said, "Something is changing. I don't know what it is, but I don't hate myself when I look in the mirror anymore." Dr. Raphael nodded. "That's because you're finally keeping the smallest promises to yourself, and self-respect always begins with self-trust." Daniel woke up on a cold Monday morning feeling exhausted. He didn't want to move. He definitely didn't want to go to the gym. It felt like one of those days, the kind that used to destroy his progress completely. He sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the floor. The old Daniel would have stayed home, gone back to sleep, told himself, "I'll make it up tomorrow." But today, something different happened. Daniel stood up anyway. He didn't feel motivated. He didn't feel strong. He didn't feel disciplined. He just whispered, 5 minutes, that's all." He walked to the gym, the same way he had for the past 21 days. But when he got there, the treadmill he usually used was taken. So he stood beside it, waiting. 30 seconds passed, then 1 minute. Something in him started whispering, "Maybe go home. It's just 5 minutes anyway." But then he noticed something. His heart wasn't racing. His palms weren't sweating. He wasn't panicking. For the first time in years, Daniel felt calm in a public space. Then, something unexpected happened. An older man next to him stepped off his treadmill. "Done here," the man kindly said. "It's all yours." Daniel stepped up, pressed start, and began walking. After 5 minutes, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Control. He kept walking. 6 minutes, 7, 8, then 10. That day, Daniel didn't go to the gym for 5 minutes. He stayed for 45. Not because he forced himself, but because he finally remembered what it felt like to enjoy moving again. When he left the gym, he called Dr. Raphael. "Something's happening," Daniel said, breathing heavily but sounding alive. "I don't know what it is, but I didn't quit today." Dr. Raphael smiled on the phone. "That's called identity alignment, when your actions stop fighting who you are and start becoming who you want to be." The next month, his 5 minutes turned into 20. His walks turned into jogs. Eye contact turned into small conversations. Social paranoia gave way to conversations and small friendships. Confidence grew quietly, deeply, the kind that doesn't need validation. "I'll start tomorrow" had lost its power, no longer procrastinating like he used to. Every time Daniel kept a small promise, his brain rewired a little bit more. "I can trust myself again." And with trust came momentum. And with momentum came identity. And with an identity, habits are much easier to establish. But not everything went perfectly. Some mornings, he stayed in bed 5 extra minutes. Some days, he went to the gym but left after 10 minutes. Some days, he tried to talk to someone at the park and froze mid-sentence. Each time, his brain whispered the old excuse, "Tomorrow, you'll do better tomorrow, just take a rest." Daniel didn't listen. Instead, he reminded himself of Dr. Raphael's lesson. It's not about perfection, it's about keeping the smallest promise to yourself today. By month 3, Daniel's life didn't just look different, it felt different. He had just lost over 12 kilograms. His mornings had structure, his emotions had stability, his decisions had direction. But the biggest change wasn't physical, it was internal. He started noticing something he hadn't felt in years: respect for himself. The quiet, powerful kind of respect that comes from doing what you said you'd do. One evening, Daniel walked into the gym and saw something that used to terrify him: a group of people laughing and chatting loudly near the weights. The old Daniel, he would have turned around and gone home, but today he walked past them calmly, not avoiding, not shrinking, not overthinking. Halfway through his workout, one of the guys approached him. "Hey man, I've been seeing you come in for weeks now. Your consistency is insane. I love it. Keep it up." Daniel froze. For years, he believed people were judging him, whispering, laughing at him. But now a stranger was complimenting him, not mocking him, not looking down on him, but respecting him. It hit Daniel harder than any gym session. People weren't judging him, he was judging himself. The next day, during his session, Daniel sat across from Dr. Raphael with a different energy. Lighter, clearer, grounded. "I don't know how to explain it," Daniel said, smiling for the first time in months, "but everything feels possible again." Dr. Raphael leaned forward. "That's because you stopped measuring success by results and started measuring it by identity." Daniel just looked at him, confused but curious. Dr. Raphael continued, "You don't build confidence by affirmations alone. Yes, they can be effective, but the moment you start acknowledging your accomplishments, setting realistic goals, and start stepping outside your comfort zone, your life will transform drastically, and you've done that for 90 days. Daniel realized something shocking. He didn't need motivation. He just needed to start small, so small it feels stupid. Then it clicked. The 5-minute rule, the micro steps, the self-compassion, all were ways to break the loop of tomorrow. On his way home, Daniel walked past a basketball court. For months, he avoided it. It reminded him of everything he lost. But this time, he stopped. He put his hands on the fence, watched the players run, jump, laugh, sweat. He didn't feel pain. He didn't feel shame. He felt gratitude. For once in years, he felt overjoyed with himself. Psychology research shows tiny, consistent actions beat big, inconsistent pushes. That's why micro-habits work. When you do something small but meaningful, even just 5 minutes of a gym session, a short walk, or a brief social exposure, you create a win. Psychology research shows that forming positive habits through repeated action helps you feel capable of improving your life. This sense of accomplishment gives your brain a boost of confidence. Over time, you begin to believe, "I can keep my promises," which feeds self-esteem, self-trust, and inner strength. For someone recovering from loss or trauma, like Daniel's injury and emotional collapse, this structure helps rebuild a foundation. Knowing, "I'll do this small thing every day," becomes an anchor in chaotic times. One strong insight from habit research is that habits are strongest and stick longest when they align with your identity. When Daniel repeatedly shows up for 5 minutes, walk, gym, social exposure, Even when unmotivated, he gradually shifts from "I want to change" to "I am someone who shows up." That identity shift doesn't just improve his habits, it rebuilds his self-image, sense of self-worth, and inner confidence. That is deeply satisfying and gives lasting happiness beyond short-term results. Daniel's story isn't about luck or talent or motivation. It's about something much more important. He stopped negotiating with his fears and started building trust with himself. He didn't wait for confidence or for the right moment. He didn't wait for motivation to magically show up. He just took 5 minutes and turned them into a new identity. And if there's one thing you take from his journey, let it be this: your life changes the moment you stop asking for strength and start proving to yourself that you can be trusted through small, consistent actions. Because trust creates identity, identity creates discipline, and discipline creates the life you dream about. So, here's your challenge, not for tomorrow, but for today. Choose one habit. Commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. Keep that promise before increasing the time. Do this for 7 days. By day 14, you will have proven something to yourself. After that, you can add another small change, then another, and soon enough, you will find you've transformed into a different person. You will have built a new identity. Your transformation doesn't begin with a giant leap. It starts with a tiny step that you repeat until it becomes part of who you are. If you enjoyed this content, I invite you to comment on the smallest change you are going to make starting today. Don't outline your entire transformation plan. Just share the 5-minute change you will implement today. When you write publicly, you turn simple sentences into commitments, and public commitments foster change. I will make an effort to read every comment and recognize those who followed through and stuck to their 5-minute change, taking steps toward becoming the person they want to be. Remember, it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Thank you for your attention and your time. This shows you are truly committed to your transformation. See you in the next video.